Hi, I'm Rachel from RK Ribbon Designs, and I'm going to show you how to make a fun ribbon spiral pick that you can use in your tree, your wreath, your garland, a centerpiece if you want to. This one's going to be a little larger, so it's probably best for like a tree or a larger wreath. But first what you're going to do is you're going to start off with, this is all 7/8 inch ribbon here. And these are all from a place called Craft Outlet. And they are online. They have great variety. These are all 7/8 inch ribbon. So you're going to want to cut them all into like pieces. I already started this, so I won't have to repeat it, but I'll show you basically what you're going to do, how I come up with the length, because it depends on whatever length you're using for your floral wire. Right now I'm going to be using, this is an 18 gauge floral wire that I get from Amazon, and it's about 16 inches. But when you're making these, you might sometimes get your floral wire from Hobby Lobby, and theirs is 18 inches long. So the way that you would do it to measure it is, I just take my floral wire and I put it kind of on my ribbon. I'll put it in the middle, and then I kind of see till I have about, you want to have about 2 inches of wire here exposed, because that's how you're going to want to attach it. So then all you would do is you would just take your piece of ribbon here, and then you're going to just fold, and I'm going to crease that part right there, take the wire out, and pull that down, then I cut it. And now this becomes your guide piece. So this is how you'll know how long you want to cut your pieces of ribbon. So then I would just take my ribbon here, I would put my guide piece on the outside, take my guide piece, oh, this ribbon's all twisted, and then I'd fold it down right where that guide piece ends. I'll do another piece because that piece of ribbon got twisted. So again, I'm just going to put it on the outside of my piece of ribbon here. I'm going to pull it down. And right where this tails are, where it ends, I'm going to fold, crease it, and then I could drop my guide piece here. And then you can do this a couple times. You don't have to just do it each time. So I do it like a few times so that I can cut multiples at a time. So I'm just going to kind of keep rolling it. Now you don't want to do it too many times, because then your pieces are going to start getting longer as the more you fold your pieces around. So you want to do it probably, till you can get about 3 pieces at a time. So like right now, I feel like this is a good amount. I'm going to fold it. And when you cut it, you want to make sure, I'm going to open up to the middle, and I want to make sure that the side I'm cutting has my tail going upright where I'm cutting at. So this side has the tail. Here, I'll show you if I can get the tail out. So this side has that cut tail. So you want to make sure you're cutting up here, because if you cut down here, you're going to have this tail part's going to be a short piece. So you want to make sure that you're cutting where the tail is up. So just like that. All right. So now in that piece, I cut 3 sections out. And I'm just going to take them off and separate them out just to make it easier to work with. Stack them on top of each other. And I'm making a good crease in the tops of the ribbon, because you're going to need that. Just like that. And then you have all of your pieces. Now this, you can choose to have as many pieces as you want. If you want to have 4, if you want to have 3, it's up to you. It doesn't really matter. It just is going to alter how big of a pick you're going to have. So, I mean, if you wanted to have like 6 on there, you can. But I'm going to do mine. I was just thinking the red and the white, but now adding that green looks really good. So I think we'll do 4. We'll do these 4 colors here. So we'll start with the green here. And what you're going to do is you're going to open it up. So you want to make sure, again, like you have that fold there. You're going to open up your ribbon. Then you're going to take your wire, and I'm using, again, an 18 gauge because of how you're going to swirl these. You want it to be stronger. The wire or the ribbon's a little heavier, so I would definitely go with the 18 gauge wire. And when you're dealing with the wires, the lower the number, the stronger the wire. So a 20 gauge is going to be easier for you to do the little swirls that I usually do. And then like a 22 is going to be a lot weaker. And then 24, I mean, it gets weaker as the number gets higher. So an 18 gauge is going to be strong. It's what I use for my stems or anytime I make something and I don't want it to really move. All right, so I'm just putting my wire right in the middle of my piece of ribbon, and these are all wired ribbon. It makes it easier because the wires on the outside are also going to help to hold your springy thing at the end. So I'm putting my wire right up to where I have that crease. That's why you want to make sure you have a nice crease so that you can see it, because that's where you want to put your wire. So it's going to go right there at the top. I'm going to take my glue. I'm just going to put just a small amount of glue right there at the top where the wire is. Then I'm going to come on the side and I'm just going to go right along the edge on both sides, the wire edge of the ribbon here. Not where the wire is in the middle, but just along the ends, the edges. And then I'm just going to fold this over. And I'm just going to flatten it. Then we'll open it up again. You want to make sure you keep your wire in the middle there. And we're just going to go down along the edge all the way down. Now, if you have like a precision tip glue gun, that is like going to be so much more helpful. I don't. But you don't want a lot of glue because when you do this part, you don't want the glue all spilling out. So it's just a littlest amount of glue. You don't need to like overdo it. And you just kind of take that glue and you just smear it along, just along that edge. And because it's wired, that gives you kind of like that little shelf on the edge as well of the ribbon. So like you'll see where that glitter is. So that kind of gives you a little extra protection from the glue. So that's why I say if you put the glue right in the middle, sometimes the glue will come through and it'll be sticky here, or you'll be able to really see it. So that's why you want to keep it on the edge of your ribbon here, and that being folded over and having the wire in there kind of protects it so it doesn't spew out. So now that I'm at my end here, I'm going to take this end, make sure that that wire's in the middle, and I'm just going to go around that part. So I only go around in the middle of the ribbon on the very top and the very bottom. And that's just to make sure that the wire in the middle doesn't shift around. You want it to stay in the middle. So now I'm just going to finish off just with my glue, just all the way down on both sides. And then I'm just going to fold it. I'm going to push it all down. So this is our first one here. So it's got that wire in there. The wire's not going anywhere. And then you're going to just finish the other 3 patterns that you have. So now I'm going to go to the white. So typically I would use a green floral wire. They're usually a little bit cheaper. But because I am using this white here, I'm going to go with a white floral wire. And the reason being is because if you put a green floral wire in the middle of this white ribbon, you're going to be able to see it. It's going to look like, you're going to see like a dark wire running down the center. And it's just not very appealing. I don't like how it looks. So when I'm using any type of light color, I always try to make sure I have a white floral wire that I'm going to be using. Now for that red that I just did, I could have probably been, the green that I just did, I could have probably been fine if I just had a green floral wire in the middle, it wouldn't have mattered. But since I'm already going to have to use white for this, that's just what I pulled out. But anytime you're using anything that's a light color, not even just white, but anything that can be light and it's looks like it might be a little bit see-through, you want to just go ahead and have some white floral wire on hand for those. So again, I'm just doing that and pushing it down. Once you get the hang of it, they'll go a lot faster. So I'm going to do longer pieces here now that I've kind of shown you guys how to do it. Then I'm just going to take my tape or my glue that end there, make sure it's centered, fold it down. So you can kind of see the wire, and it just looks like a ridge, but if that was green, it would look like a whole black line through the middle of that white there. And this one's another one, because it's got red and white stripes, you want to stick with the white, because if you use the green, the white stripes, it's going to show through. Right, so I'll just put it in the middle there. And when you're first starting out, I would suggest just doing little sections at a time until you get used to it. Then once you get used to it, then you can just kind of go longer like how I'll do. But I have to make like tons of these, because my biggest thing is I do a craft show. If you don't know me, I do a craft show every year, and it's a 3-day craft show. It's a big one. And because it's a craft show, everything has to be handmade. And I wanted to sell my own picks and sprays and have my own decorated trees that people can buy stuff from. So I had to learn how to make my own picks and sprays for those trees that people can purchase. So that's how all of this kind of became a thing for me. So I have so many different picks and sprays that I make every year. It's so fun, but it does take time. But I love to be able to create my own colors, my own themes, you know. So here's the, and so you can't see the wire in between there. So that's how it all started. So I've been doing this for a while, so don't get discouraged and think like, well, how come she does it so fast and easy? It's only because I've been doing this for so long. All right, so we're gonna put that down in the middle there. And if you like this and you're interested to learn more, I'm going to definitely be building up my YouTube channel here. Haven't been the best. I've always been doing stuff on my Facebook page, but I am definitely going to do more videos here on my YouTube channel. So make sure you hit like and subscribe to my channel so that you won't miss any videos that I upload. And sometimes I will even get the glue that pops out of the side, and I'll just go along with my scissors and cut it. Or sometimes you will be able to just take a lighter, as long as you make sure that that ribbon doesn't like catch fire. So you gotta be careful. But I'll just kind of take a lighter and just kind of heat towards it on the side and kind of melt the glue down a little bit, and then just kind of like smear the glue so it won't be so prominent, because you don't want it to be messy. All right, so here are our 4 pieces. Got those on the side there. So now the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna make them into little springs. So what I mean by that is we're going to swirl them around. You're gonna wanna find some sort of like cylinder that's small. So this is just the tacky glue bottle. It's about a little over an inch, just shy of 1.5 inches. So anything like this, and this all depends on how big you want your springs, but you have to consider that you can't really have them super tight because of the width of this ribbon here. And if you have them too big, it's only going to go around like a couple times. So I find that this is the best size. Usually you can find like your centers of some ribbon rolls are really small. That will work. Maybe even your mesh. I think your mesh rolls might work. Just any type of little thing. So like I said, it's just a glue bottle here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to now take my ribbon pick here, and I'm going to put it down on top. I'm going to put my thumb there. I'm going to hold it, and then I'm going to just take my other hand and I'm going to start twisting it around the bottle. And as I twist it, I'm not twisting it right on top of itself. I'm kind of twisting it down the bottle. And this is going to want to keep twisting on you. So you see how it wants to twist? So you're going to want to have to keep pushing it kind of this way. Don't let it keep twisting or it's going to get all messed up. But you got to be careful because you don't want that glue to start coming up loose, because you're kind of manhandling it. So you just want to like gently go down like that. And then I'm going to take my floral wire here and I'm just going to twist it down, and then there's your first little spring. Then you're going to want to do it with all 4 of your pieces here. I'm going to go a little faster. I'll pull that wire when I'm done. And you can do this. I've done it before with 5/8 inch ribbon without the wire. And you can do it definitely with those as well. Same concept, except you don't really have to be so much on the edge of the 5/8 inch, but you also don't want to like overdo your glue there either. Probably do a video of that as well. But this is all 7/8 inch. I find that that's the best size for if you're going to have the wire in there. Okay, and then I'm going to bend all these down. So now you have all 4 of your little springs here. Just like that. These are our little springies. So now what we're going to do is, now you're going to take a piece of wire, again an 18 gauge, and I'm going to actually use a green one this time because I'm just going to keep it. Or should I do white? I don't know. So this is another thing that can be your option. So like, let's say you're doing this for yourself and you have a white tree. Then you're going to want to use your white 18 gauge wire and white floral tape, because you're not going to want the green to be showing onto your tree. And if you're using a green tree, then you're going to want the green. So it really, I mean, it's really just kind of like a preference thing here. But like when I started, I'm kind of have to do all of them that color. So I'm just trying to think. But all of these are going to go on a green tree at my show. So we'll just do green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off some of my floral tape here. Then you decide which one do you want at the top. So I think I want the stripe at the top because it's the only one with the pattern. And there's these little, like when I went to twist it down, the little ends of the wires there, you can see, pop out. So I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut them off. Then I'm going to take my floral wire here and I'm just going to come down. Actually, you know, let's straighten that up. I'm just going to come on the end of my spring here. I'm going to fold that piece of ribbon around that stem, and then I'm just going to start taping it. Now the thing is with the floral tape, you're going to have to kind of tug on it just a little bit, just to kind of activate it, because if you don't, it won't get sticky. And there's some, like Hobby Lobby's floral tape is very sticky, so I highly suggest staying away from it. You can get some floral tape on Amazon. Usually the ones I get on Amazon are fine, but you just have to make sure, like I'm pulling it still as I'm twisting it, and it's getting stickier, and that's how it'll stick to itself, and that's how it sticks to, it keeps your wires together. So I'm just twisting it down, twisting it down. And like if you want to, you could just tear off that extra, or I'm just going to keep on twisting it down because I'm just going to keep adding to this stem anyways. All right, and so now you have your first spring on your stem there. So now you're going to decide, okay, which one do I want next? I think I want the green here. So I'm going to put the green, actually, you know what, we shouldn't have bent these just yet. Cut those. And I'm going to put it onto the side here, but I'm going to come down a little lower. And when I put it onto the side, I'm going to have it so that the spring is facing out. You don't want to try to put it in like this way because it's going to be too hard. So you want it to be flush with your wire here, but you want your spring kind of pointed out that way, and then you're going to put it on the side. Now there is another option if you wanted to have them like just all in a cluster. So let's say you're doing like a garland and you don't want them all spread out, or like a wreath and you just want them clustered. Then you just put them all right on top of each other, just where that red and white one was, just like that. You would just tape them all kind of each one by one, and then you just have a big cluster of them, just like that. Or you're going to do it the way that, how I'm going to do it, which is I'm going to kind of bring it down, and then it's going to create a larger pick. So I'm going to go down there, and again, I'm taking my ends of my ribbon here, and I'm kind of folding them around the wire there. And then I'll tape. That way you don't want, because you don't want the ends of your ribbon showing. You want them to be taped right onto that wire. So it looks like it's just coming out of the wire, not that you've attached it. So I'm just going to wrap the ends, and this is why you want that 2 inches of that wire exposed, because that's what's connecting and holding your spring onto that wire as well. All right. And so again, like I said, if you wanted to only just have like 2 springs on your pick, then you're done here. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to do the white next here. So the white, I'm going to want it to be down a little further than the green. And we're just twisting again. And don't worry if it kind of gets all crazy on you, because at the end you can kind of adjust them and move them, because again, they are on wire. They're all wired, so just gonna twist, twist, twist. Like that. So this is 3. So you could definitely just be done here, and this is still going to give you a lot of bang for your buck there. But I want to have all of these colors on, so I'm just going to come on the other side now. Go along. Pull that out off on the side. Take our tape. And we'll tape this last one on. Actually, I need to cut those wires there. And the reason why I cut these wires, because they can get sharp and they can hurt you when you're trying to wrap it. So again, I'm just kind of folding that ribbon tail onto my wire, taking my floral tape, and I'm twisting. Okay. And then you can kind of pull them up, open a little bit if you want. But here is your fun, big, springy ribbon spray. I hope you enjoyed, and make sure to like and subscribe to this page so you don't miss anything new. All right, bye.